What's going on, guys, and welcome back to more Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Where we last left off, we were in the Dwarven Woodlands. There were a few items that I missed out on, and in fact, I can get those items, but I'm going to save that for a later episode where I'm going to tie up some loose ends. But for now, we're going to continue on to the Mysterious Tower. So here we go. That was highly unusual. What is Mickey up to? World may never know. So we're gonna go meet up with Yen Sid at his mysterious tower. It's not very mysterious if we know who lives there. Alright, so before we proceed, let's gather loot in the area and deal with enemies, of course.
Thunder! Drift! So long! Freeze! Thunder! Drift!
Drifting.
Take that!
Bad at all. So we get another item out this way.
Oh yeah! Want some? Heal! Take that! Freeze! Thunder! Drift!
Shock these guys.
Take that!
Not a half bad spot to level up. A lot of enemies in that area. Cool. So let's now go inside. This is a very small level, so this won't be a very long episode. Magic recipe, a recipe list that reveals what you will create if your melding combination will result in a basic magic command. Those recipe guides are always handy. Whoops.
Master Yen Sid. My name is Terra.
Yes, Ericus's pupil. I've been expecting you. It is the unversed.
Yes, Master Yen Sid. I thought it best to seek the counsel of one wiser than myself.
I am no longer a master. I doffed that mantle.
But sir, wasn't that your pupil I passed on the way in? He had a Keyblade.
You refer to Mickey. He too sought guidance here. As a king, he is good and kind, but the weight of a crown has not cured him of impetuousness. He has left with an object whose power he does not understand nor know how to control. Mickey imagines my star shard will be of help in his current quest, and like you, he is eager to use his Keyblade to set things right.
I'm not sure I even understand what's wrong. Master Xehanort is missing. And now I've learned, there's a masked boy who is controlling those unversed on the loose.
To arrive at the truth, perhaps you should approach things differently. First, consider them one and the same problem.
Master Xehanort and the Unversed are connected somehow?
I must not make assumptions. Find Xehanort, Terra. That is where you should begin.
Yes, sir.
I had hoped, Xehanort, your heart would no longer lead you astray.
Terra.
Master Xehanort!
Terra, come see me at once.
All right. So we cleared that level out. And this is our next location. Before I head there, to extend the video length a little bit, I'm going to go back and grab the rest of the loot that I missed. And there's actually one more thing of loot here that we need to grab. So since we spawn here in Yen Sid's place, there should be... There it is. If we jump and attack, we should be able to get the... There we go. That was what I was trying to do. Let's go back out to the world map. Before we go to this new location, we're going to soar over here, back to the Dwarven Woodlands. Now we're going to pop up in the courtyard. Now, one item that I didn't get, I was trying to get it at one point, but I couldn't quite figure it out. You're supposed to jump up to this side, and then I should be able to climb... Whoops. Like this. And using the... Ah, so close. This one's a little tricky. Oh no. Eventually I'll make it. Oh, come on, grab the ledge. Okay, maybe I need to do it from the top of the jump here. If I can even make it up top. There we go. That's how it's done. So we got Fission Firaga. I'm gonna go ahead and equip that in place of one of these moves. We had a couple more items back this way. And the way to get to the ones up there, it's a little bit tricky. I'm just gonna run straight on past these guys. Clear some of these guys out of my way. Alright, so we need to open that up. Clear these guys out.
So long.
And hopefully I can do this on my first try. And we're gonna need to move quickly. There we go. So that actually opens up two different chambers. Now we can get the items here. Very cool. So now we should have every item in the area, and we can get out of here and move on. Aside from some of the balloon stickers, but I think some of those are out of reach at the moment. So we're gonna snag a save and head back out to the world map. And there it is, 100% treasure found. Now we're gonna head up here and see what Master Xehanort wants.
Master Xehanort. I have been to other worlds. I know all about the things you've done. I just don't understand why.
Someone had to safeguard the light from the demon I unleashed. You must know about the boy by now, the one in the mask. His name is Ventus, a creature of pure darkness, one of my making.
Ventus. Are you telling me he came from you?
He came from Ventus.
Ventus?
Yes. Ventus is the darkness that was inside your friend. It was an accident. While training with me, Ventus succumbed to darkness, and there was but one way to save him. Strip that part of him away, and thus Ventus was made. In the process, I damaged Ventus' heart in the most horrific way. So, I did what I felt was right and left him with Heracus. I knew the boy could not stay with me, the man who did him such grievous harm.
Master Xehanort. Ventus has gotten a lot better since then. You shouldn't blame yourself for trying to save him.
Well, thank you, lad. You know how to put an old man's heart at ease.
So that's what it was.
That boy, is he okay?
I'll go see. I'm Terra. What's your name?
Ventus.
Whew. You can talk. Aqua, come here!
Hi, I'm Aqua.
Terra. Aqua.
So, are you here to train with us? Where are you from? Who is that man with you? You good with a Keyblade? Whoa! What's the matter?
Are you okay?
It's a migraine.
What did you do?
Nothing! I just asked him some stuff.
Ventus cannot tell you anything. Because he cannot remember anything.
The scene is particularly blurry.
Master, why is Ventus still free?
Ah, yes. Well, I did my best to contain him the moment he emerged, but...
He managed to escape.
Ventus uses the Keyblade to sow seeds of darkness. And now you see the world's teem with his ghastly underlings.
The Unversed.
He has no control over the darkness in his heart. The Keyblade is not his to bear. He's an abomination beyond hope of salvation. Lend me your strength, Terra. Right this wrong that I have wrought.
But I have no idea where to find him.
What I can tell you about Ventus amounts to this. His darkness is drawn to the light which he seeks to disrupt, and then destroy. It stands to reason that he will strike next in the City of Light, Radiant Garden.
Don't worry, Master. I'll take care of Ventus.
All right, so our next location is going to be Radiant Garden. Right over here. So in the next episode, we'll be hitting up Radiant Garden. See you then.